The family also alleges that the victim had asked the accused man for $30,000 to drop the case, and that police officers had pressured the victim to cooperate, reportedly threatening him by saying, "Jail these men because we need them off the streets, or else you will be fined." According to the witnesses, the courtroom atmosphere during the verdict was unprofessional and humiliating. Family members said police officers crowded the courtroom, laughing and making a mockery of the proceedings as the decision was read. Adding to the controversy, Judge Forbes reportedly dismissed the defense's alibi, saying in open court that people only tend to use alibis when they're in problems. Supporters of the accused say this remark reflected open prejudice and a disregard for judicial impartiality. "This was by far an unfair and prejudiced case," said one relative of the accused. "These young men were denied justice from the very start. The system is failing ordinary Bahamians, and it's frightening to see how easily people's lives can be destroyed inside our own courts." The family insists that the juror with ties to the complainant should face charges for dishonesty and that the case should be reheard before a new judge unconnected to the original proceedings. They are also urging Bahamians across the country to speak out against what they describe as a pattern of injustice within the system. "This is not just about two men," the family said. "It's about fairness, integrity, and the right to a fair trial. If this could happen to them, it could happen to anyone." Among the central issues raised in their formal complaints are the identification evidence was unreliable, the case was unsafe and should not have gone to the jury, a juror had direct ties to the complainant, and the conduct of the trial was unfair, unprofessional, and prejudiced. The family is now calling for the Office of the Chief Justice and the Attorney General's office to review the handling of the case, investigate the allegations of bias, and ensure that justice is not only done, but seen to be done. As the controversy spreads across the island and throughout the wider Bahamas, residents are watching closely to see whether the country's justice system will uphold its duty to fairness or allow this case to go down as yet another example of what many call justice gone wrong. So that's an interesting case down there where they're accusing the courts of failing these young men. It is sad, it is unfortunate, and hopefully they are able to get justice in this case. Hold on, I gotta look for something. I want to look for something and give it to you. And this is a, okay, I read this the other day, and I had to, let me see. It was at Ecclesiastes 3. You know, in Ecclesiastes 3 talks about a time for every purpose under heaven. But there's something that King Solomon mentioned in Ecclesiastes 3. Let me read it. He says, at Ecclesiastes 3, chapter 16, verse 22. At Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 16 to 22. Solomon says, "I also noticed that under the sun, there is evil in the courtroom. Yes, even the courts of law are corrupt. I said to myself, in due season, God will judge everyone, both good and bad, for all their deeds. I also thought about the human condition, how God proves to people that they are like animals. For people and animals share the same fate. Both breathe and both must die. So people have no real advantage over animals. How meaningless. Both go to the same place. They came from dust and they return to the dust. For who can prove that the human spirit goes up and the spirit of animals goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for people than to be happy in their work.